Nolan Ryan, the Ryan Express. Was he on steroids? Look at between the red lines and between the blue lines. We're going to get back to those bold numbers later. Listen to his son here in his training.
Here we are at Arlington Stadium where my father, Nolan Ryan, and the Dr. Tom House have been working on a week-long rehab program. So you think you're going to be ready to pitch the 19th?
Well, I don't know. With a couple more months, I'll be ready for Mr. Universe contest.
He's getting in shape so that he can try to beat me on the tennis court.
Have your biceps gotten larger?
You can come over to the French Riviera next summer when I'm in competition and look.
All right, let's get back to Dr. Tom House, who you heard him talking about there. Texas Rangers pitching coach from 85 to 92. So when Nolan joined the Rangers at age 42, he teamed up with this guy here. And it didn't really make sense that he got all the credit for revitalizing his career. After all, they're the same age. Read this article here. All right, so Tom House was a pitcher in the 60s and 70s. He was a teammate of Ryan, same age. Read his quote. Pretty much popped everything cold turkey. We were doing steroids that they wouldn't give the horses. That was the 60s when nobody knew anything. The good thing is now we know more with the research and everything. More from his 2005 newspaper article in USA Today. We didn't get beat, we got out-milligrammed. And when you found out what they were taking, you started taking them. House said he gained almost 30 pounds while using steroids, blaming extra weight for his knee problems. He said drugs helped improve recovery time and conditioning, but didn't add velocity to his fastball. Okay? So the article goes on. I've tried everything known to man to improve my fastball, and it still didn't go faster than 82 miles per hour. House said I was a failed experiment. I like to say we were smart, but we didn't know what was going on. We were at the tail end of a generation that wasn't afraid to ingest anything. As research showed up, guys stopped. Wait, guys stopped in the 90s? Really?
And I'm a believer that you take a negative and turn it into a positive, and as it turned out, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And so I do appreciate the Ranger staff and the Ranger organization for giving me that opportunity. And while I was there, I was very fortunate to have a pitching coach by the name of Tom House. And Tom and I are the same age, and Tom is a coach that's always on the cutting edge. And I really enjoyed our association together, and he would always come up with new training techniques that we would try and see how they would work into my routine. And because of our friendship and Tom pushing me, I think I got in the best shape of my life during the years that I was with the Rangers. And Tom, I really miss those days that we spent in the weight room and out on the field working together. And that last year you weren't there, I can really say, buddy, I miss you. Thank you for being here today.
So to familiarize yourself, Baseball Reference stats. Bold is when you lead the league. Those are mostly strikeouts and walks. You see how there's a 5-inning dip in the middle of where he would lead the league? And notice how in 89, when he arrived with the Rangers, he jumps up from 228 to 300 strikeouts at age 42. So I'm going to use Barry Bonds here as an example. Here's baseballreference.com stats. Bold numbers and baseballreference.com indicate that year you led the league. So when you look at Hall of Fame players, you see the gold at the bottom, 762, all-time leader in home runs for career. And when you look at bold, that if you just scroll through all the stats they measure, you'll see a cluster, and that's usually where the player specialized. For Bonds, you see OBP, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, OPS plus, walks, right? And generally, what's great about this site, age 24 to 31 is your prime as an athlete generally. Bonds got started a little earlier, so you just want to see when did it start. Okay, there's the first bold I see is in 1990 at age 25. You have maybe 7 years, for him. I see he goes pretty strong from 1990 through 1995. 96 he does lead in walks, but you see his numbers are not leading anymore in slugging percentage, on base percentage. Now it's very rare that a player then turns 31 and has won, let's say 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000 without leading in any of those categories that their skill set gave them the ability to lead the league in, and then pop back up at age 36 like Bonds did in 01, leading in on base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS plus again, but also leading in batting average, and he has the highest numbers of his career in all of these. That's your indicator for steroids. As somebody that's dealt in that field for years of my life, I can tell you that you take steroids to get in the game, you know, whether you're a collegiate athlete trying to pack on some muscle to get drafted, or you take steroids when you need to come back from an injury, and that's generally what happens, and it kind of starts something that doesn't stop. You know, I'm guessing, let's see, Bonds, you see right when he falls off in 94, 112 games. I'm guessing he used steroids to rehabilitate. You see he comes back, he leads in OBP, OPS, so that's in his head, right? Now he falls off for 5 years. 2000 through 2004, it's like his second prime after he rehabs from a 1999 injury where he missed the All-Star game. You see, it's a very common pattern. Bold numbers, space, bold numbers, return. Alright, I'm going to flash one more stat of the Ryan Express. You think those years in Houston are a coincidence? And that a submitted steroid user coach was with him in Texas? Comment below.